to Beyond the Paddock, where we discuss everything on and off the track in the world of F1. Some weeks we'll be doing just news stories, some weeks we'll be doing news and race results and everything in the build up to it. So without further ado, let's get into the biggest news stories that have happened since January 1st up to today. This first article here discusses Ferrari's plans to provide Lewis Hamilton with additional testing opportunities ahead of the 2025 Formula 1 season, facilitated by a recent FIA rule change inspired by practices from Red Bull and Max Verstappen. Ferrari have scheduled a second private test session for Lewis Hamilton at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya in late January, supplementing the traditional wake-up test at Fiorano. The FIA have amended regulations to permit active F1 drivers to conduct up to 1,000 kilometers of testing of previous cars annually, spread over a maximum of 4 days. This change addresses concerns about teams exploiting previous rules for additional testing. The rule adjustment was partly motivated by Red Bull's extensive use of TPC sessions with Max Verstappen, which some perceived as circumventing the intended limitations of testing regulations. I suppose the key takeaways on this article here today is the additional testing days will allow Hamilton to acclimate to Ferrari's machinery and integrate with the team, potentially leading to a more competitive start to the season. The FIA's proactive rule modification aims to ensure fairness and uniformity in testing opportunities across all teams, preventing any single team from gaining an undue advantage through extensive private testing. Ferrari's strategic utilisation of the revised testing regulations underscores their commitment to maximising Hamilton's performance from the outset. By securing extra track time, Ferrari not only help Hamilton's transition, but also signals their intent to challenge the dominance of teams like Red Bull. This approach reflects a broader trend in F1, where teams continually seek to exploit regulation nuances to gain a competitive edge, prompting the FIA to adapt rules to maintain parity and uphold the sport's integrity. Yeah, I think that's fair enough when it comes to this article. I mean, it should be a level playing field from all teams. So in this case, I don't see why this should be rolled out for all teams across the board. There's no point in one team having an advantage over another. Second news story I'm going to be covering is Lewis Hamilton's first statement. So this article discusses Lewis Hamilton's transition to Ferrari for the 2025 season, his initial statement as a Ferrari driver, and insights from F1 pundit Martin Brundle regarding adjustments made to Ferrari's 2025 car, codenamed Project 677. The key points in this article today was Lewis Hamilton obviously officially joining Ferrari on a multi-year contract, making January 1st as his first day with the team, and he's expected to commence work later in January after a winter break. Hamilton expressed his enthusiasm and commitment to contributing to the team's success, emphasising this fulfilled one of his childhood dreams. And then the reports indicate that Ferrari have modified the cockpit position of their 2025 car, Project 677, potentially to suit Hamilton's preferences. This change addresses previous concerns Hamilton had about cockpit positioning during his tenure at Mercedes. F1 analyst Martin Brundle highlighted the significance of cockpit positioning, noting that an unsuitable position can make drivers feel trapped, therefore affecting performances. He suggests that Ferrari adjustments may be aimed at optimising Hamilton's comfort and control. So the key takeaways for this is Ferrari's proactive modifications of Project 677 demonstrate their commitment to accommodating Hamilton's driving style. Also emphasises on cockpit positioning, underscores its critical role in driver performances, with teams willing to make significant design changes to meet driver needs. Yeah, I mean, you know, if the driver's not comfortable in the car, you know, ultimately they're not going to get the best out of them. So, you know, this is a no-brainer from Ferrari. So it's great to see them adjusting. Who knows what Ferrari's going to do with Hamilton this season, but it's going to be a good watch. So I'll have to keep tuned on to that one. Again, sticking with Ferrari, Hamilton and Leclerc showdown predicted for Ferrari number one driver identified. Well, don't know about this. This one could battle on all season. But this article discusses the dynamics between Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc as teammates of Ferrari for the 2025 Formula 1 season, with insights from Formula 1 designer Gary Anderson. Hamilton's move to Ferrari He left Mercedes after being with them for 12 years, obviously following Carlos Sainz's departure. Gary Anderson suggests that Ferrari may initially favour Hamilton given his 7 World Championships and substantial contract, which could cause tension with Leclerc. Anderson predicts a significant confrontation between Hamilton and Leclerc at the Monaco Grand Prix, highlighting Leclerc's exceptional performance on his home circuit. And then the key takeaways from this is the partnership between Hamilton and Leclerc could lead to internal rivalry, requiring careful management by Ferrari to maintain team harmony. Leclerc may need to assert himself to prevent the team from prioritising Hamilton, especially in the early stage of the season. I suppose the insights into that then, the collaboration between a seasoned champ like Hamilton and a talented driver like Leclerc presents both opportunities and challenges for Ferrari. While the team stands to benefit from a combined expertise and competitiveness of both drivers, managing their relationships will be crucial to avoid internal conflicts that could hinder their championship aspirations. The Monaco Grand Prix may serve as an early indicator of how this dynamic will unfold, potentially setting up the tone for the rest of the season. I mean, it's a good headache for Ferrari. I mean, they've got 2 exceptional drivers on their hands. Both of them will surely want to be the number 1 driver, but I reckon Ferrari will just let them battle it out on track. But I suppose we'll see how the races tick along. Let me know what you think anyway on that one. It's certainly going to be a good watch. Moving on to the next story, we have one on McLaren. So McLaren told to put out fire immediately in F1 2025 fireworks prediction. So this article, by the way, I'm not sponsored by Planet F1. I know a lot of these articles are covered on planetf1.com, but there will be spread out across numerous sources. But yeah, just to reiterate, this is not sponsored by Planet F1. Yeah, so this article covers the potential challenges McLaren may face in managing the dynamics between their drivers, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, during the 2025 season. Obviously, their success in 2024, where they secured their first Constructors' Championship since 1998, with Norris and Piastri playing pivotal roles in that achievement, both racking up some decent points between the two of them. Former F1 designer Gary Anderson suggests that Norris and Piastri are among the most evenly matched driver pairings on the grid, and I don't disagree with that myself. Anderson warns that without proper management, the competitiveness between the two drivers could both lead to on-track tensions. He advises that McLaren need to implement a clear strategy from the beginning of the season to manage driver interactions, preventing any escalation of conflicts. Yeah, I suppose the key takeaways there is, they definitely need effective management for the relationships to work and for them to get that right on the grid. Both have potential to be number 1 drivers at McLaren. Obviously, Norris has been there a few years longer, so that probably helps him there, but Piastri will definitely, he's ambitious, and I think he has the cutting edge to be a world champion in the future. Yeah, the situation at McLaren mirrors historical instances in Formula 1 where inter-team rivalries have both propelled teams to success and led to internal strife. The balance between fostering healthy competition and ensuring team cohesion is delicate. McLaren's ability to manage this balance with Norris and Piastri could be the determining factor in the pursuit of sustained success in the upcoming season. So again, I personally hope McLaren do well this season again. I think they'll be in and around. It's going to be the most open F1 season I think we're going to have for a long time. So yeah, let's see what happens there. The next story we're moving on to is a very interesting one. So Franco Colapinto to Alpine imminent, as Bertoni confirms talks. I was surprised when I seen this, although I was surprised that Colapinto wasn't picked up already by another team. So yeah, this article covers Alpine F1's team is reportedly considering signing Franco Colapinto, currently with Williams, potentially replacing Jack Doohan during the 2025 season. Alpine advisor Flavio Briatore has confirmed discussions with Colapinto, indicating a strong interest in bringing the Argentine driver to the team. Despite Doohan's confirmed contract to Alpine for the 2025 season, Briatore has suggested that his position is contingent on performance, stating, "We'll start the year with Pierre and Jack. After that, we'll see as the season progresses." Colapinto has garnered attention after replacing Logan Sargent at Williams, delivering impressive performances that have attracted interest from multiple teams, including Alpine and Red Bull. Yeah, Doohan's situation underscores the high performance expectations of Formula 1, where driver contracts can be subject to change based on results. Alpine's openness to adjusting their driver lineup mid-season reflects a strategic approach to optimize team performance. Obviously, F1 contracts, you take them with a pinch of salt. You look at Perez is a perfect example. He signed a 2-year contract only back in June last year, and now he is out the door. But well, I'm sure he got well paid for that contract to be ripped up. But yeah, who knows? I hope Jack Doohan does well in his first year races. Obviously, I'd love to see Colapinto as a full-time driver for a team, but obviously you don't want that to be the potential of a rookie who hasn't really got his proper chance. So yeah, we'll see what unfolds there, and yeah, we might be seeing Colapinto sooner rather than later in this season. Moving on to Aston Martin. This article here, again, see, this is a different one. It's motorsport.com, so not Planet F1. This article covers Aston Martin's 2024 Formula 1 season that was marked by a concerning decline in performance, prompting the team to adopt a self-critical approach to address underlying issues. After a strong start in 2023, I think didn't Fernando Alonso pick up? I think he got on the podium a fair few times. No pole position, but he certainly got there. Aston Martin's performance has notably declined, with the team slipping from Red Bull's main challenger to struggling in the midfield. Upgrades introduced to the AMR 24 have made the car difficult to drive, with drivers Alonso and Stroll highlighting balance issues and lack of predictability. Team principal Mike Crack emphasises the need for the team to be self-critical, acknowledging that their development processes require improvement to prevent repeating mistakes in future seasons. Despite frustrations, both Alonso and Stroll have refrained from publicly criticising the team, focusing instead on collaborative efforts to resolve performance issues. The key takeaways there is obviously Aston Martin recognised the necessity of refining their development and evaluation process to ensure that future upgrades enhance performance rather than hindering it. The team must adapt to the evolving technical landscape of F1, moving away from the outdated methodologies and embracing innovation approaches to car development. They started really well to 2023. I'm not too sure if it's just a case of them being stagnant or other F1 teams just got it correct around them, because they have definitely fallen back in the pack, and we've seen other teams like McLaren go well ahead of them. So we'll remain to see if Alonso and Stroll can do it. I'm not too sure if they'll do it this season, given the competitive nature this season's going to hold. But yeah, we'll wait and see, and we'll hold reserve judgment on that one for now. Sticking with Aston Martin then. Adrian Newey issues Aston Martin update after Red Bull blocked my tools. This one covers Adrian Newey, obviously renowned Formula 1 designer, is set to join Aston Martin as managing technical partner on March 2nd, 2025, after departing from Red Bull Racing. The key points on this: since announcing his departure from Red Bull in May 24, Newey has been on gardening leave, limiting his access to design tools and preventing him from contributing to Aston Martin's projects during this period. The new aerodynamic regulations for the 26 season were released on January 1st, 25. Due to this start date, Newey will begin analysing these regulations over 2 months after the publication, putting him at a disadvantage compared to teams that commenced work immediately. Beyond familiarising himself with the new regulations, Newey will need time to acclimate to Aston Martin's team dynamics, understanding internal processes and building relationships with team members to effectively contribute to car development. Obviously, key takeaways there are, contractual restrictions can delay a key individual's ability to contribute to a team's new project, especially during critical periods of regulation changes. Even for seasoned professionals like Newey, moving to a new team involves a learning curve to understand new environments and workflows, which can temporarily hinder immediate contributions. Yeah, I'd agree with everything there. Obviously joining 2 months late compared to everyone else hitting the ground January 1st is obviously going to hinder the team, but I'm sure Newey has plans up his sleeve to get him back up the pecking order pretty quickly there, get him up to speed with the team. I'm sure he's in and around some of the stuff kind of unofficially, but we'll see how that plays out. Newey at Aston Martin, we'll see how they progress. Obviously, we just spoke about Lance and Fernando. Yeah, let's see how this one plays out. Moving on to Williams then. We've got some news on Williams. So Williams have been vocal on sacrificing 2025, but what does that actually entail? So again, this article is covered by motorsport.com. Williams Racing has announced plans to prioritise the development of their 2026 Formula 1 car, acknowledging that the strategic shift may compromise their performance in the 2025 season. With significant regulation changes anticipated for the 2026 season. Where is this article? I'll leave it there at the top because it's a clickbait one. Williams intend to allocate substantial resources towards developing a competitive car for the new era. Team principal James Vowles has indicated that this forward-looking approach may lead to a less competitive car in 25 as efforts are concentrated on future successes. The team plans to bring immediate performance needs with long-term development goals, ensuring that while 2025 may see compromises, the groundwork for 2026 is robust. The key takeaway there is Williams is adopting proactive strategy by focusing on future regulations, aiming to position themselves competitively when the new rules take effect. The team acknowledged that this approach may result in a less competitive 25 season, accepting the short-term challenges prevent long-term gains. I suppose you have to balance that up. I think what they're doing is correct. I mean, they have a pretty good lineup with drivers there with Sainz. So I think, they'll make the best of 25 and go hard for 2026. I think the team principal there is doing a solid approach, and I suppose we won't know if that pays off or not until 2026, but probably the end of 26, but we'll see how that goes. They can only get better, I'm sure, from recent performances anyway. Moving on now. So I'm sure everyone has seen this in the news. Formula 1's announced multi-year extensions with the Belgian Grand Prix. Ensuring that the iconic Spa Francorchamps circuit will feature on the F1 calendar in a rotational capacity through 2031. The key points on this one were the Belgian Grand Prix will be held in 26, 27, 29 and 31, with the event absent in 28 and 2030 as part of the rotational system. Spa Francorchamps is renowned for its challenging layout and rich history, making it a favourite among drivers and fans. Recent upgrades to the circuit, including new grandstands, have been implemented to improve overall experiences for spectators. The key takeaways here is the rotational hosting model allows F1 to preserve historic venues like Spa while accommodating new markets and circuits in the expanding calendar. This approach reflects F1's strategy to manage a growing number of races, aiming to maintain a balance between heritage tracks and emerging destinations. The decision to rotate Belgium's Grand Prix underscores Formula 1's commitment to honouring its storied past while embracing global expansion. By ensuring Spa's presence in the calendar through 2031, F1 acknowledges the circuit's significance to the sport heritage. Simultaneously, the rotational model provides flexibility to introduce new venues, catering to a diverse and evolving fan base. This strategy highlights the sport's efforts to balance traditional with innovation, ensuring the inclusion of classic circuits while exploring opportunities in new regions. I'm sure there'll be many fans who'll be disappointed with this dropping off the calendar in years 28 and 30, but and obviously it's getting crazy with the amount of races throughout the season now, so but it's still around, so we'll still be seeing the Belgian Grand Prix popping up here and there, and I'm sure it will be extended past 2031 when the time comes. And then finally, some news from Mercedes. They announced a groundbreaking deal with Adidas in F1. Mercedes-AMG Formula 1 team have announced a multi-year partnership with Adidas, appointing the German sportswear brand as their official kit supplier starting from the 2025 season. Adidas will replace Puma as Mercedes' official kit supplier, providing a comprehensive range of apparel, footwear and accessories tailored to specific needs of team members. The partnership includes plans to offer specially designed teamwear to fans with limited items scheduled for release throughout the year. The inaugural collection for this collaboration is set to be unveiled in February 25, coinciding with the launch of Mercedes' new F1 car for that season. So this partnership signifies a strategic alignment between the two prominent German brands, aiming to blend high-performance sportswear with cutting-edge automotive engineering. By making team apparel available to fans, Mercedes and Adidas are enhancing fan engagement, offering supporters the opportunity to connect more closely with the team. The collaboration between Mercedes and Adidas represents significant development in Formula 1's commercial landscape by By partnering with a globally recognized sportswear brand, Mercedes not only ensure high quality performance gear for its team members, but also taps into Adidas' extensive experience in sports marketing and merchandise distribution. This move is poised to strengthen Mercedes' brand presence both on and off track, fostering a deeper connection with the global fan base and potentially setting up a precedent for similar partnerships within the sport. Yeah, I mean, Adidas do amazing gear, so I'm sure the Mercedes line will be no different. And that's it for this week, folks. If there's any stories you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments. Please, if it's a new channel, so if you are that way inclined, please consider subscribing. I'm hoping to get 2 videos out per week. But yeah, it obviously helps the algorithm, especially for a new channel. So if you did like the content, please give it a like, please subscribe, and I'll chat to you guys next week. Thank you.